Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick tutorial using the new Natasha Denona Mini Metropolis palette. When I saw this palette launched on the Beautylish website, it was one of those palettes that when I saw the images, I immediately knew the look that I wanted to create with it. It was one of those moments. I don't know, it doesn't happen very often for me, but like when I saw this, it instantly clicked the look that I wanted to create. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up. Now I didn't need it, no. But the reason why I bought it is because I don't really reach for the Metropolis palette that much. I just went ahead and picked it up. It's just really cute. This retails for $25 and it comes in this little set. So you get a brush with it. And this brush is actually a good brush. Like I use it in today's tutorial and it's a great brush. So this is a nice little set. I also like how the brush is kind of like an emerald green. It's not black. So it's a really cute little set. Definitely had to pick it up. Now, the one thing that you'll notice in this mini palette is that these three shades are from the Metropolis palette, and these two shades are new, so they're not in the Metropolis palette. The three shadows that are in the Metropolis palette, the first one is Blaze, and it is a crystal shadow. The shade Rope, which is a cream matte. Then we have Jubilee, which is a metallic shadow. Full and Corrode are not in the Metropolis palette, but I will say, if you don't want to get this palette and you have the Metropolis palette, this shadow right here is kind of similar to this shadow here at the bottom. Now, this is not a cream matte. This is a cream powder formula, which means it's really creamy, so it's cream to powder. This is not my favorite formula for Natasha Denona. Definitely prefer the cream matte, but let me show you the difference. So you can deepen this up. If I went in and deepened this, this is the difference. So this is just a little bit darker than this shadow, but you could also grab this shade right up here and you could possibly kind of mix those two shadows together. You could definitely create the similar eye look that I'm wearing with the Metropolis palette. While I was on the Beautylish website, I saw this pop up, and the makeup lover in me, I bought this for my tree. I know it sounds crazy. This was $19. This is called the Baby Glam Ornament, and I bought it for my Christmas tree. In my defense, my Christmas tree is these colors, so it will totally go with my Christmas tree, but I loved it. I thought it was a cute little idea for an ornament, and I don't know. I know it's kind of dumb, but I don't care. I had to have it, so I'm going to be putting this on my Christmas tree. Because I love makeup so much, it's going to be fun to put this on my Christmas tree. It is. I'm excited about it. I am really excited about that. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump into the tutorial of me using this palette in case many of you guys picked up this palette, or if you don't need the palette because you have the Metropolis palette, you can recreate this eyeshadow look using the large Metropolis palette. So I decided to go ahead and film my vision of the eyeshadow look that I wanted to create with this mini palette. Even though today's look is all about the eye look, if you're interested in any of the makeup that I'm actually wearing on my face, I will link it all in the description box down below. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the tutorial, and I will see you guys all in my final thoughts. Okay, so let's dive into the look using this palette. I have been dying to use this, and I wore this shirt because I knew it would go perfect with this. I love these tones for the fall. The brush that came with it is a really nice brush. I was just kind of looking at the bristles and stuff, and this is a nice brush that came with it. So I like that. I will definitely be using the brush. I am going to grab the Wayne Goss number 20 brush, and I'm going to go into this really pretty gold yellow shade. I'm going to bring this right here in the crease. I'm going to switch to the brush that came with the palette. So I've got it here, and I'm going to bring that out here on the outer corner and also a little bit on the inner corner. now I'm going to use the brush that came in the palette, and I'm going to grab this shade right here. And I'm going to put that out here on the outer corner. Okay, now I have that colored down. I'm going to go back into that like mustard yellow, and I'm going to put it over top and kind of blend it out with that color. Like those two together, it kind of turns it into like a really pretty olive green color. Now I'm going to do the same thing and bring it here on the inner corner. Just adding it a little bit at a time, and then I'm going to kind of put it right here in the middle and kind of connect these two. I'm going to put it right there in the middle. And I'm going to go back in with the Wayne Goss number 20 and go back into that mustard shade and blend it out. So I'm going to grab the Smith 253 and I'm going to go into this gold shade and I'm going to place it on the center of the lid. Oh, you guys, that shade is so pretty. Look how pretty that shade is. That gold. Wow. Okay, I'm going to wipe off that Smith 253 and I'm just going to kind of blend it out here on the inner corner and kind of blend out those edges. So it's not going to be like a cut crease halo, right? But I wanted to have some dark around the edges of that shadow. I'm going to go back into the mustard yellow shade and bring that back into the crease. Oh, so pretty, right? And now I did make a mess, so just FYI, I got some fallout. So just know that when you're using that shadow. Okay, so I went ahead and threw on some concealer. My biggest issue with my eyes is trying to get them to match because this eye is more hooded than this eye. So this eye, you can see it's much more deep set. This, I have this little fold, and so trying to get them to match, it's a lot of fun. Next up, I want to go in with that emerald green. I want to put the emerald green on the lower lash line. I just think this is such a pretty shadow, and I wondered how it would look on the lower lash line. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the mustard shade, and I'm going to use that kind of as the base and kind of blow it out. So I'm going to put that right here on the lower. So I'm going to use the Refer number 3 brush. I'm going to go into this really beautiful emerald green. I'm going to place it right here on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to go back into the mustard yellow shade, and I'm going to bring that right back to life underneath the green. Okay, I'm going to go back into the green one more time and put it right here at the base. Okay, now I'm going to take my flat definer from Sigma, and I'm going to go into this shade right here. I'm going to smoke this into the outer corner on the upper and the lower lash line just to kind of deepen up the green. And I want to add just a little bit of depth. Okay, so I am back. I threw on the rest of my makeup and I'm trying to decide what lip to wear with this, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling between these two shades. I love Christian Audette's lipsticks, and this color is just so beautiful. I knew I wanted to wear a red. So right now I'm wearing Madam CEO, And oh, it's just so bright and so like so appropriate for the season. I just love this red lip. Then I saw the shade Home Alone, and it's like a really pretty like burnt like cinnamon color almost, and it would be so beautiful with this look too. Okay, I'm gonna try that one on too because I am struggling to figure it out. Normally I know right away, like, don't get me wrong, I love this, but then I saw Home Alone and I was like, dang, that's such a pretty color. Red lipsticks always make your teeth look really white and really pretty, and oh, they're so easy to put on too. I love their lipsticks. By the way, I put on the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. I love this highlighter, and I also put it on the inner corner and brow bone highlight because this is one of my favorites. Okay, now I already dented this and I'm super ticked. I like dropped it. Ooh. Okay, so this is the shade Home Alone. Look at the pigment, you guys. They're gorgeous lipsticks. That is such a hard decision, right? I think I kind of like this one. Maybe the other one might have been a little bit too bright. I don't know. I can't decide, you guys. Dang it. Now, I will say Madam CEO was a part of Whitney Hendricks' collaboration. So as many of you guys know, I did a collaboration with Christian Audet. I still love the 3 shades that I chose. They are still some of my favorite. In fact, Company Card, C-Suite, and Mrs. Mistletoe are pretty much in my purse back and forth all the time. I like swap them out. They're my favorite. But a lot of content creators collaborated with Christian Audet and created their own bundle. Glam Girl Chelsea, Teresa's Dead, Teresa Loves Makeup. Like, it was a bunch of different content creators. And Whitney Hendricks chose the shade Madam CEO. And that was the first shade I was wearing, by the way. This is Home Alone. All I know is it was a very hard decision to decide which red to wear with this, but this is really pretty. Madam CEO went really good with it too. So if you have Madam CEO, I recommend wearing it with this palette, or if you have a palette with these tones, because it's so, so pretty. But like, their lipsticks are amazing. So that's it for the look using the Mini Metropolis palette. We're going to go ahead and jump into some swatches. I will swatch this palette, and I will swatch it next to the shades in the large Metropolis palette. And if I find any other palettes in my collection that might have these tones in it, of course, I will go ahead and swatch those for you. And then we will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. Okay, everyone, I hope that those swatches were helpful for you so you could kind of get an idea of this palette. But let me just say this, I love this palette. Those of you that didn't buy the Metropolis palette, this is a beautiful, beautiful mini. So if you don't have the large Metropolis, I recommend this. This is really, really beautiful. I didn't use the Metropolis palette that much because this palette is filled with the cream powder formula, and I'm not a huge fan of the cream powder formula, so I don't love this palette. I don't use it as much as I should, and I don't know, you guys. It's just not a palette that I reach for all that often, but having it in this little palette like this, I will definitely reach for this over the large one. I didn't use this matte, and I probably would have preferred this to be a shimmer because I really don't think we need this matte. I'm going to be honest with you, I would have preferred this to have a shimmer shadow in it. Maybe even like an olive green shimmer, because when I mixed these two shadows together, it kind of gave it that olive green tone. So having an olive green shimmer over here would have been great because I'm never going to use the shadow, but the other 4 shades, so beautiful. And I know that every time I'm wearing this really cute shirt, I will be pulling for this mini palette. Overall, I love this. I love the eyeshadow look. It turned out exactly the way I was hoping it would. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this short little tutorial. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.